pero me pegué y no hay que los desentierre. Mi nieta ya tiene Mercedes, aunque mi hija solo 6 años ya tiene. Lo único seguro aquí es la muerte, pero para estar claro les deje 50 en bienes. ¿Quién te dijo que tú eres más que yo? Tú estás frustrado, recuerda salieron de mí, pues si no le han informado.
Inside the Show with your host, Justin Allegri.
The beginning of the work week, and welcome to Inside the Show. Starting in the AL West, the Detroit Tigers defeated the A's in Oakland 4-0. Heading into the day, the A's sit in first place in the American League West Division, while the Tigers are in last place in the AL Central. The Twins finished off a 3-game sweep as they destroyed the Angels 9-0. The win was their 5th straight as a team. As of today, the Angels sit in 4th place in the American League West, while the Twins are leading the American League Central Division. The Seattle Mariners snapped their 7-game losing streak as they got the home victory against the Astros 3-0. At the start of the day, the Mariners are in last place in the AL West, and the Astros are 2nd in the division. Willie Calhoun was a clutch performer at the dish with 4 RBIs as the Rangers took down the Orioles 7-2. In the standings, the Rangers are in 3rd place in the AL West, and the Orioles are leading the AL East. The Rays launched 3 home runs as they got the win in extras against the Bronx Bombers 7-4. As of right now, the Yankees sit in 2nd place in the American League East Division, and the Rays are 3rd in the division. The Red Sox got 11 hits overall as they dismantled the White Sox 8-2. Heading into the day, the Red Sox sit in 3rd place in the American League East Division, and the White Sox sit in 2nd place in the AL Central Division. The Kansas City Royals combined for 10 hits as a team as they took down the visiting Blue Jays 3-2. As of today, the Royals are in 2nd place in the AL Central, while the Blue Jays are in last place in the AL East. The San Francisco Giants knocked out 10 hits as a team as they took down the Fish in Miami 5-2. Entering the day's action, the Marlins sit in 3rd place in the National League East Division, and the Giants are in 2nd place in the NL West. The Phils knocked out 12 hits as a team as they got the best of the visiting Redbirds 6-4. As of right now, the Phillies are in 2nd place in the NL East, while the Cardinals are in 2nd place in the NL Central. The Nationals pitched well, allowing only 3 hits as they took down the visiting Diamondbacks 5-1. Heading into the day, the Nationals sit in 1st place in the National League East Division, while the Diamondbacks sit in 4th place in the National League West. Marcell Ozuna was a major force at the plate with 6 RBIs, leading the Braves past the Cubs 10-9. As of today, the Cubs sit in 2nd place in the National League Central, and the Braves are in 3rd place in the NL East. The Cincinnati Reds earned the 3-game series sweep as they bested the visiting Indians 4-2. Entering the day's action, the Reds sit in 1st place in the National League Central Division, while the Indians are in 4th place in the AL Central. The Brewers racked up 11 hits as a team as they sank the visiting Buccos 6-1. In the standings, the Brewers are in 2nd place in the NL Central, while the Pirates are at the bottom of the division. Jacob deGrom got the win, throwing 8 shutout innings as the Mets downed the Rockies 2-0. At the start of the day, the Rockies sit in last place in the National League West Division, while the Mets sit in 3rd place in the National League East Division. As of today, the Padres are in 3rd place in the NL West, while the Dodgers are atop the division. And that's the show. Thanks for listening in. I'll be back tomorrow with more news and updates from around the majors.
Let's make the most, say a toast before we melt. Don't do this to me. We're both so far gone. Yeah, tell right from wrong.
We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of Baseball on the Show. A good matchup here for you tonight between the Minnesota Twins and the Oakland A's. The Twins have won 5 games in a row. They'll look for number 6 right after this. Chris Bassett gets the call for Game 1 of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, Matty V, we're getting a chance to watch a guy that's been struggling a little bit lately. In his last 3 starts, he has a whip of over 1.40, so he's going to have to cut that down, limit the amount of base runners, limit the amount of walks if he wants to have some success in this one here today.
Now at the plate here is Andrelton Simmons, and we are set for baseball here this evening. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. First of 3 here to start the week as the game's first pitch is taken for strike 1.
First pitch, 640.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Temperature here at game time, 61 degrees. The 1-1 home. Skied into straightaway right. Piscotty's there for it. And that's the first out of the inning.
Batting second, the second baseman, Luis Arias.
That'll bring up Luis Arias. He had a couple of hits in yesterday's contest. First pitch on its way.
Well, the key for him on the mound is to keep the ball down. Certainly, hollow of the knee or lower. Sinker changeup guy, if he's going to succeed against this lineup, he's got to keep the ball down.
1 out, nobody on. Offered it a low one there, but came up empty.
Yeah, Matty, you see the same pitch 3 times in a row and you find yourself down 1-2 in the count. Your head starts to get on a swivel here. Is he coming back with it 4 times, or do I have to sit on something else?
And there's out number 2.
Batting third.
Now to the plate, Josh Donaldson. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Here's the pitch. And this one's down off the shoe tops, 1-0. Too much bite on the sinker, and he's behind 2-0 now.
That's where he wants that sinker to end up, but that was a nice job of laying off.
A strike, and it's 2-1. Fouled off. Set to deal on 2-2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Sinker, 3-2 now.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Here's a looping fly ball out to right, and that'll get down for a base hit.
Hey, there's a nice knock by the 3-hole hitter. I know there's 2 outs, but they always say with your man coming up, the number 4-hole monster, as soon as he steps in the batter's box, there's a runner in scoring position.
Here's Miguel Sano. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, and that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you could extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
First pitch of the AB now. And he fouls this one off. Hit on the ground is short. Andrus fields it cleanly. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and one man left aboard. And the A's will get their first opportunity in a scoreless ball game. Jose Barrios will be on the mound for the series opener. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, I'm really excited to watch this guy in this one. He's strung together a solid season up to this point. ERA in the low 2s, and that's not an easy thing to do in this day and age of high-scoring games and home runs and teams filled with guys that can hit throughout the lineup. This is a really good pitcher.
Here's Elvis Andrus now. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Here it comes now to Andrus. And here's a ball hit in the air.
But no one can get to this one as it's down for a foul ball inside the visitors' bullpen.
And it's fouled away. Barrios has compiled over 600 innings of work in his major league career. And in that time, he's compiled a whip under 1.3. Translation, he's better than league average in that category. Into the windup, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Reaches out for one and hits it on the ground to second. And there's one gone to start the night.
The second baseman, Jed Lowry.
Next up for the A's, Jed Lowry. It's been a really slow start to the season for him, as you can see by the April numbers on your screen. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Jed Lowry is in now as he watches a pitch for ball one. And guys, as we take a look at the Twins at the start of play here tonight, they come in riding a 5-game winning streak, and they've really got things clicking.
Yeah, Matty, this team's coming together right now. They're playing dangerous baseball. You can tell the look in their eye. They feel good about where they're at. They've won a few games in a row, and they look to continue that trend today.
And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
Hey, you know, D-Roll, Mike Fillmore, he'll give a little bit off the edges, but he gets the respect not only from the pitchers, but from the players because his zone is consistent.
Yeah, as long as he's consistent, Dan, I'm okay with Mike Fillmore's zone. If a pitcher's pounding that zone, he wants to give a little bit off the outer edge, I'm okay with that.
Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
Stealing that strike on 3-0 was important, but you don't want to miss over the heart of the plate in this situation. I got to believe he's going to be way more aggressive right here.
The 3-1. And he missed with that one. It's ball 4. A 1-out walk here in the home first.
Batting third, the third baseman.
1 out, runner at first, and that means Matt Chapman will dig in at the plate. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Couldn't resist on that one, and he's behind 0-1. Barrios has made a name for himself as a starter that simply misses the barrel of the bat. He rarely allows a large number of hits, and he does a pretty good job at keeping the ball in the ballpark when the hitters do make contact. And he pulled up in time, but it's a called strike 2. 0-2 is a fastball that misses inside. 1-2 now.
That's a great pitch for a spot like that. It looks like a strike, then it just comes in out of the zone. You can command that with movement. It's a very effective pitch to pitching hitters inside.
Under it now is Simmons to take it in for round number 2. And that'll bring up Matt Olson. Lifetime against Jose Barrios. He hasn't had much success, just 2 for 11. First delivery to him. Good swing, just got to try and straighten that one out.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
The 0-2 delivery.
Nope, that's inside.
And a fastball swung on and missed, and the side is retired. One left for Oakland, and this is still a 0-0 ball game. Stepping up is Max Kepler, and as you can see, he's seen that average climb the last week or so.
Max Kepler.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch.
Nope.
Second inning starts with a fastball that misses. It's 1-0.
No strike.
And the pitch. And now Kepler belts one, carrying well out to right field. Gone to lead off the inning. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. Second home run early in the year as the Twins take a 1-0 lead.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stings, sure, but a solo shot isn't going to be the deciding factor in a game.
So here's Jay Cave to the plate.
The center fielder.
As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. The 1-0 home. He's taken high above the zone. Left side, but well foul.
That's ball
3-1. Jorge Polanco waits on deck. No outs, nobody on. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Twins center fielder.
Count is 3-2.
He loses him on ball 4.
Batting 7. The designated hitter. Jorge.
Up next, Jorge Polanco. Lifetime against this particular arm. He's a .375 hitter. He's set. Here it comes.
Ball 1.
Bassett, an Ohio native. He was a 16th round selection back in 2011.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
Here it comes, 1-0. Fielded cleanly. Cave aboard here at first with nobody out. Hit back up the middle. And that finds its way through for a base hit.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dad. Sent it back right where it came from.
At the plate now, Mitch Garver. He swings, and it's a line drive to left center. And this is going to get down for extra bases, as that'll get one, if not both of them, home. And the run will score all the way from first. It's a 3-0 game.
When you drive the ball into the gap like that, nothing but good things can happen. Neither one of the outfielders had the wheels to catch up to it, and he glides easily into second for a double. Now we'll see if the guys behind him can get him in.
So that'll bring in Byron Buxton as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball one. And he's looking to get it going, off to a bit of a slow start this year. Now the 1-0 is offered at and missed for the first strike.
Ooh, that's a good pitch to take a hack at right there. Change up in the zone. He'd like to have that one back.
Swing and a liner. And he won't get it as that's down for a base hit. Tack on another here as the runner scores from second.
Now batting, the shortstop, Anderson.
In now is Andrelton Simmons. 0-1 the count. From the stretch. Strike two looking as the sinker bores down the middle of the plate. Still no balls and 2 strikes.
All the makings of a big inning right here. One already left the yard, and the power hitters are coming up.
Now another 0-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
A runner at first with no outs here. And that'll even the count here. It's now 2-2 to the Minnesota shortstop.
Having a hard time putting this hitter away here. And when I was looking at the tape on him from his last start, this is what I saw a lot of. He's not closing the door on guys. And when that's the case, they eventually get a pitch that they can do something with.
The 2-2. Line drive to left. Lays himself out and makes a spectacular catch.
Boy, that would look like a cinch extra base hit off the bat, but a terrific diving catch in left center field.
Throw over to the bag, and the runner back safely. And again a throw and a dive, but he's back in there. And again a throw over, being especially careful here. Into the box, Luis Arias. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Has a look, now the pitch. And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. The 1-1 pitch.
Wow, that's 40 pitches for him already. This doesn't have the makings of a start that he's going to go very deep.
Set to deliver on 2-1. Pitch misses low. The throw down. Way late, and he's in there easily at second.
Well, they threw over there multiple times thinking he was going to try to swipe that bag, so they were onto him, but he just waited it out and took off when he had the chance. Nice job of base running there.
4 runs here in this half inning. And that misses ball 4. So with 1 out, that'll at least set up the double play possibility here that could get them out of the inning.
And don't forget, he gave up a long ball earlier in this inning, so you can understand why he wasn't too aggressive with him there. When he got him to 3-1, he wasn't too anxious to challenge him.
Up next to stand in is Josh Donaldson, a base hit in his first trip.
Yeah, and they take another single right here. That third base coach is dying to wave his arms. I wouldn't be surprised if anything hit hard through the infield. He's going to wave them.
No balls and a strike to count. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch.
The count is 1-2.
Coming up now on 30 pitches in the inning. Fouled away. He'll try again. 1-2. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. High and deep to left. This one's got plenty of distance. And this one is gone. A home run. So a 3-run blast to straightaway left. Home run number 3 here in the early going as this lead swells to 7-0.
Another excellent swing right there. That's multiple home runs in the same inning. Watch yourself. You're missing over the heart of the plate.
Here comes Bob Melvin now out of the Oakland dugout. And we're going to see a pitching change as that's going to do it for his starter here tonight. So he'll depart here tonight, and these fans will not be terribly appreciative, I don't imagine, as he was pretty much dreadful in this one. Yasmero Petit is going to come on in relief now, and he may be asked to eat several innings as this game is just still really getting underway.
Up next for Minnesota, the first baseman.
So the big bat of Miguel Sano digs in next. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Laureano is camped under this one, and there's the second out of the inning. Max Kepler the next to grab a bat. Off to a fine start in this one after launching a homer his first time up. Now here's the pitch. As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. Now some action in that Oakland bullpen as it looks like a lefty started to get it going down there. Set to deliver the 0-1.
Obviously, this pitching staff doesn't care this batter went deep earlier in the game because they are attacking him. 2 pitches right in the zone.
And here's a fastball on 0-2, but it misses. 1-2 now.
Stone cold take right there. That fastball very well could have sent him packing back to the bench.
Here comes the 1-2. 7 runs have crossed the plate in the inning. Hit sharply on the ground. Andrus gets down and dirty. How about that? The defense on display on this beautiful diving stop at short. Back with more Monday Night Baseball following this. And that'll bring in Ramon Laureano. He leads off this half inning in what they hope will be a rebuttal to all those runs they just gave up.
Well, Matt, I think mentally they need to get 1 or 2 of these runs back right here. Just getting on the board after getting socked in the mouth by the opposing team can lift the team up a bit. We'll see if they can string something together.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch.
That's the ball.
Hey, with this big a lead, You have to just pound the zone and force this team to get aggressive in the box.
Fouled off. The 1-1 is looked at for ball number 2. Swung on and hammered. No doubt about this one. Watch it fly into the concrete staircases and gone. So a solo shot down the line in left. Home run number 5 on the year. And they're now on the board, though still well behind.
Yeah, they dug themselves quite a hole, but they say the first thing you need to do when that happens is to stop digging. Well, with that solo shot, they've stopped digging, but they've got a long way to go before they climb out of this hole completely.
Into the box now, Mitch Moreland.
The designated hitter.
As he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. Bases are empty here, nobody out. And he fouls this one off. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. And he whiffs on it as this ball's right under his glove.
That was actually a well-executed fastball in off the plate. Credit the offensive player. He smelled that coming, turned and burned.
And that brings up Chad Pinder as the first pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. The average down at an even 220. 4 home runs and 8 runs batted in. And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1.
1-1.
Well above the letters with the fastball that time.
We got 2 balls.
Well, this is the downfall of putting up a big 7-run inning. Pitchers rely on rhythm, and that's pretty easy to lose when you're sitting around while your guys are hitting forever. Let's see if he can get back on track.
The 2-2 doesn't get the zone. Count full now.
That was kind of a gift to the hitter. He's up there probably thinking of protecting on 2-2, but when you launch a ball that high out of the strike zone, it's obviously easy to take that one.
Payoff pitch one more time. Soft liner to the right side. And that finds the outfield grass for a base hit. He'll hold at second, and there are 2 aboard now.
Well, that's what's so disappointing as a pitcher, D-Row. You make a really good pitch, and yet this guy's so big and so strong, he's able to muscle it into right field for a base hit.
Yeah, you hand your batting gloves to the first base coach right there, and you thank your lucky stars. That's a nice AB.
So that'll bring up Stephen Piscotty. Ball 1 to start the at-bat. The 1-0 home, and it's fouled away. The 1-1 waves and misses for strike number 2.
Wow, what makes it so tough to be a hitter is to be able to hit and change your speeds, right? You're geared up for the fastball, and all of a sudden, he pulls the string and throws you the straight change, the dreaded equalizer.
Ball 2. Moreland over at second. Pinder on at first with nobody out. 3 balls and 2 strikes for Stephen Piscotty. The 3-2 pitch. And he misses here for ball 4. Already 2 walks surrendered in his first couple of innings of work.
We knew coming into this game that this guy has a tendency to give up a lot of free passes, and history repeats itself as he's already given up 2 walks here. I'll tell you, effectively wild is a pretty tough thing to be.
In at the plate is Sean Murphy. He was hitless in yesterday's shutout loss, as were many of his teammates. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. As he'll get caught chasing a bad one there, it's strike 1.
Pitcher on the mound has to find a way to minimize damage right here. Gotta believe he's willing to trade 2 outs for a run.
Well below the knees, laid off on the changeup there. Two and one as he misses with the slurve there.
It often becomes harder to hit the zone when the pressure starts to heat up.
Swing and a liner. And that's in there. Base hit. In to score is the runner from third. That makes it a 7-2 game. And the stop sign will smartly go up at third as they hold the second runner, and they'll again be loaded with still nobody out. So Elvis Andrus the next to bat, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. And it seems they've got to make something of this opportunity here if they've got any hopes of climbing back into this one. And a fastball runs a bit inside. He's down 2-0.
Nowhere to put anybody. 2-0 count, not a good spot to be in as a pitcher.
Now a swing and a fly ball. Right fielder is on the run, and no one will track it down. Changed up on him and dropped it in for a called strike.
He must have been sitting fastball right there, because he is not going to see a better pitch tonight. He cannot let that hanger go.
The 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full. Tight spot, bases loaded, nobody out. A line shot to third base.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Jed Lowry.
So it's bases loaded, 1 away, and up next the switch-hitting Stanford product, Jed Lowry. First offering as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball, 1-0.
Everyone in the ballpark knows what the pitcher's intentions are in this situation. Great job at the plate to lay off a tough pitch in a good spot.
One 1-0 pitch on the way.
In these situations, I used to tell myself all the time, just get the runner in from third. It seemed to take the pressure off a little bit.
Now the 2-0. Oh, and here's a drive. Well hit out to straightaway center. Just missed a home run to the deepest part of the yard. It's off the wall. And the runner from third scores as they try and work their way back into this one. That makes it a 7-3 ball game.
Heck of a job by the batter right there. You would have thought he bought himself a fastball, but gets an off-speed pitch, doesn't try to do too much, and drives it for a base hit.
So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss as he pulls the top hand over. It's 0-2.
You know, it's funny right there. You look at that pitch, and it's almost a hybrid in between a big-time old-school curveball and a nasty slider that goes off the fastball. That's kind of right in the middle right there, kind of working off the clock, that 3 to 8, if you can picture that in your head. Tough pitch to lay off of.
1-2. Gets him swinging. He struck him out.
I'm really impressed by that strikeout, and I'll tell you why. He should have gotten a call on the pitch before, and it looked like he got squeezed a little bit. In a bases-loaded situation, that can drive a guy nuts, drive you crazy. What I loved is he didn't let him take it out of this game, and he came back with another good pitch and got the punch out. A really nice job of taking it one pitch at a time.
As he'll take a look at ball one. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Ready with the 1-0 pitch.
Ball 2.
You can see this guy's more focused at the plate right now. In that first AB, he went down on strikes.
3 runs already home here. Too tight with that one. 3-0.
His pitch count is getting up there in the inning now. He needs to get this frame over with sooner than later, so forcing contact and getting the defense involved is probably the best thing he can do.
Let's see where they throw Olsen on a 3-1 count.
Great job on those last 2 pitches of varying speeds. Gave him a hard fastball, and then he locked him up with a changeup.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
You just can't do that in a game. You cannot swing at ball 4 with the bases loaded. I had one coach tell me, and I never forgot it, when the bases are loaded, take the pressure off yourself and just try and get the guy in from third.
Again, he sends it out of play. The next 3-2. Another one sent foul. Making him work out there. The 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Popped him up. Sano has a play. No problem with this one, and the inning is over. So all in all, they're fortunate to give up just 3 in the inning as they wind up escaping the bases-loaded jam. We'll go now to the top of the 3rd. Twins are out in front, 7-3. Back at the Oakland Coliseum, and before we go much further, let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Twins to discuss his thoughts on Minnesota's lineup so far. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. He said forcing the opposing starter out of the game before the 3rd inning and posting a bunch of runs right out of the gate was huge for them from a confidence standpoint and for their outlook moving forward in this game. The key now is keeping their foot on the gas pedal, Matt.
All right, thanks, Heidi.
Leading off the Minnesota.
New inning set to get underway, and next to bat will be the outfielder, Jake Cave. Now the first pitch.
1-0.
The 1-0. Fouled away. Now the 1-1 pitch. Goes the other way as this is lined to left. He dives. Did he catch that? He did. What a play there for the first out.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that time.
From the stretch. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. Polanco has a history in coming through in the clutch moments, of course. It's always a little bit of a debate whether or not being clutch is actually a trait that a player possesses. But with him, there's no denying it. We've seen him deliver in big moments repeatedly throughout his career. It just seems he elevates his game somehow when the pressure is on.
Yeah, Matty, he has definitely put that debate to rest. He has absolute ice water in his veins.
In there, a base hit.
Man, I watched Chipper Jones for years, one of the best switch hitters of all time, work on his craft under the tunnel. It's not easy to put the time in, but bottom line is, one of the reasons why they do it is the ability to work the whole field. Clearly, he's been putting in that work, and it paid off right there.
At the plate, Mitch Garver. He'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. 1 for 1 as he reached base with a double his first time up. Now a throw over. Takes a pitch high and away for ball 1.
Looked like he was a little over-aggressive there to throw that nasty curveball. Just needs to slow his delivery down a bit.
That nibbled the corner there, but missed. 2-1.
Hey, after the double in his first at-bat, looks like he's trying to pitch around this guy a little bit.
Now the 2-1 pitch. And here's a ball lifted high into foul ground down the right field line.
But this one lands in the bullpen area, a foul ball.
Polanco leads off first with 1 away. Full count now, 3-2.
We could see the runner in motion here on a 3-2 count with 1 out. There's a pretty good chance he's going to get a pitch to swing at, and if not, it's ball 4 anyways.
Now the payoff pitch home. And he misses with that one for ball 4. So that'll put runners on first and second now with 1 away.
The batter, the right fielder.
So next to bat will be Byron Buxton. He delivered an RBI single in his last trip. He's set and the pitch.
Hey, he threw that pitch with a purpose to get a double play. Good job to let it go by, though, as a hitter.
The 1-0 home is swung on and missed, and that's strike 1. One and 2 now as that one's fouled off. Has a look, now the pitch. And there's a line drive, base hit to left field. The throw home. And they're not going to get him. He's in there at the plate.
Dan, that had to be missed execution right there. 2 strikes on the batter. You throw a breaking ball, but you leave it up a little bit for him to be able to drive it into the outfield.
No doubt about it, Dero. 2-strike breaking ball intended to be at the ankles or below, to even bounce it to get him to chase and swing. Too good of a pitch with a breaking ball with 2 strikes to this hitter.
So now to the plate will be Andrelton Simmons. And this is just the eye test talking here, but this reliever looks fatigued to me. Doesn't seem like his stuff is really effective right now.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that, Matty. He's allowed a couple of runners to reach here in the inning, and the command just doesn't seem to be there anymore. I got to think they're going to turn to a bullpen option very soon, if not right away.
On a line, that's a base hit into left field. And they will hold that runner over at third as he'll move up only 90 feet, but the bases are loaded with 1 away. They've gotten their hits in deep counts. They've gotten their hits in early counts. This has been a real onslaught.
Yeah, you can look at it one of 2 ways, Matty. Either they have a ton of respect for the man on the mound and they are just going to ambush tactics and it seems to work for them, or you can look at it the other way. They're just getting lucky.
Oh, and a fine play there as he ranges back to put this one away. Not an easy play by any means, and there are 2 gone.
Obviously, he's hoping for more up there with the bases loaded, but you can't be too upset with a sac fly.
The next Twin up, Josh Donaldson. 2 on, 2 out for him here in the third.
That last at-bat, Matty V, a changeup right down the middle of the plate. Listen, this guy's got a great changeup, but he can't afford to keep throwing it middle like he did that last at-bat. If he does...
We'll have to leave it there as the play is made for the third out. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a couple of men left. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. It's the Twins 9 and the A's 3. And now here is Ramon Laureano. D-Road down 6 already in the early part of this ball game. What's the mentality for them as they try to work their way back?
You know what, Matty? This is where you take some prideful ABs. I've been down 6 before, and I've come back from even further down than that in some big ball games. You have to find a way to just relax and start piecing some good ABs back to back.
Now here's the first offering. Sliced hard on the ground. And the throw to first is in time, 1 gone. Next to dig in, Mitch Moreland. He singled in his first AB. Infield in the overshift here, now the pitch. And that misses inside, 1-0.
We're only in the 3rd inning, and his pitch count is above 60. That's not being too efficient with your pitches.
1-0 count. Here it is. Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
And that misses 2-2. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
The left fielder, number 4.
Now at the plate, Chad Pinder. He singled first time up. Pitch on the way.
Hey!
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. This is swung on and lifted down the left field line, but it'll get back into the crowd as he jumps ahead of him now. 0-2. And another foul ball. The next 0-2. Popped him up. Garver waits on it. He handles it easily, and the inning is over. A's are gone in order. Still way back. It's 9-3. All set for the start of the 4th. And next to bat will be the first baseman, Miguel Sano.
This is when you got to get selfish. You cannot get complacent or overconfident right here. These days don't happen often. When you got your foot on the accelerator and the entire offense is feeling pretty good, get greedy and keep getting knocks and putting pressure on the defense.
First pitch of the inning is taken low and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Swing and a miss as he ramps up on the fastball. 1-1. A 2-ball, 1-strike count to the Twins' first baseman. Fouled off. Here now the 2-2 is swung on and missed. He got him.
That was aggressive pitching in that at-bat, and I like seeing that. He showed all hard stuff until the 5th and final pitch for the strikeout. When you work off your hard stuff, it really opens up your secondary pitches to be more deceptive.
So now to the plate, Max Kepler. Lined hard to the left side. This gets foul. It's 0-1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. The 0-1 pitch.
Hey!
Great job of running that fastball in on his hands right there with 2 strikes. Even though the batter's able to foul that one off, he's set up for almost anything in this pitcher's arsenal.
This is on the ground over to first. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Now batting.
So 2 gone now for the Twins in their half of the 4th. And in to hit next will be Jake Cave. First pitch of the AB now. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. Pulled high in the air out to right field. And he gets there, makes the running play, and that ends the inning. Twins are set down 1-2-3, but they lead it by a margin of 9-3. Now at the plate is Stephen Piscotty. He'll lead it off here against Jose Barrios. First pitch on its way. Good fastball down around the knees there, taken for a strike. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. And it's quickly 0-2. Got him. The slurve that time, and that'll be the first out of the inning. One out, base is empty, and that'll bring up Sean Murphy. And now the first pitch. Rolled slowly down the third baseline, but a foul ball here, 0-1. Pitch on the way.
Nope, ball 1. Look out, 1-1.
He ties him up with a fastball inside, 1-2. Here's a fly ball, well hit. Going back is the left fielder at the track. A leap at the wall, but forget it, it's gone, a home run. So a solo shot down the line in left. Second home run early in the year as they try to claw back. It's a 5-run deficit.
Well, he won his last start, but he didn't give up any long balls. He's already given up 2 here, so he's got his work cut out for him if he's going to get the W in this one. He's going to have to start keeping the ball in the yard for starters.
Stepping in now Elvis Andrews. As he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Right side, but it's going to be a foul ball.
You're lucky if you get 1 pitch a night right down the middle. Cannot be late on that fastball.
Popped up. Sano is over now, and he's got it for route number 2. Base is empty, 2 away. And up next, the switch-hitting Stanford product, Jed Lowry. As he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. And he fouls this one off. Pulled toward right center field. Long run for the right fielder. He's there to make the play, and that'll retire the side. But the A's inch a bit closer thanks to this solo home run. We played 4. It's now 9-4. Now it'll be the Minnesota DH, Jorge Polanco. He scored after knocking a single in his last at-bat. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. And here's a ball hit in the air. And no one will get this one. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball.
If I'm in the box, you take a step out right here. Take a deep breath after that high fastball. You got to be leery of him burying something in the dirt.
Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
That's a pretty unique pitch sequence, guys. Usually pitching is all about mixing pitches and location, but he threw that all out the window to get that strikeout. He offered the same pitch 3 times in a row, so I guess he sort of used that reverse psychology to outthink his opponent.
Standing in now, Mitch Garver, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. It was a walk in his last trip. The 1-0. That one's going to find the seats. Strike 1. The 1-1 home. Hit hard on the ground to second. Lowry's got it. And that's the second out. Next, here is Byron Buxton. Singled in his last at-bat. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball.
He doesn't look like the same reliever right now, but listen, this is his 4th inning of work, and there aren't very many relievers that can go 4+ innings and be rock solid all the way through.
3-0 to him now. Now the pitch. 4 pitches, all takes.
He's showing a lot of patience here.
And I like that from a guy like him, Matty. He can do a lot of damage on the base pass with his legs, so there's no reason for him to get overly aggressive if he's not getting anything to handle.
Halfway to 100 pitches, here it is. Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. And he takes ball 4, so he's on. And as you know, that often means the steal could be in order here.
Now batting, shortstop, Andrelton.
So the lineup flips over and digging in, Andrelton Simmons. And we'll see if they can make him pay for the 2-out walk. Always considered a big no-no, of course. And he'll be back in standing up. First offering and a pitch out. Nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
I'll tell you, it's a helpless feeling for a manager or a pitching coach when your pitchers are having a really hard time throwing strikes. What are you supposed to do other than keep trying new guys until someone starts attacking the zone?
And he'll try to check his swing here, but he'll have no such luck. It's strike one. Buxton, the runner at first with 2 gone. Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1.
And when you're already down 5, the last thing you want to do is fall behind in the count when you're on the mound. That's not going to do anything to help you get back into this thing.
Softly hit down the line. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. 1 left for Minnesota. They're on top, however, 9-4. Matt Shoemaker, a 6'2" right-hander, jogs in to take over on the mound.
Number 32, Matt Shoemaker.
Set now for the bottom of the 5th, and up next, the power-hitting third baseman Matt Chapman.
Third baseman, Matt.
Now the first pitch.
Chapman.
Split-fingered pitches in there for strike 1. That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
You got to cover the whole plate now after letting him steal 2 strikes on the inside half.
And here's a ball lifted high into foul ground down the right field line. In the bullpen area, he squeezes it to record the out. Twins are into their bullpen now, as there are the final numbers for their starter. And clearly he was off his game this evening.
Hey, this was just one of those games that just weren't meant to be when you add it all up. Had a rough time, only lasted 4 innings. Just wasn't able to give them the kind of performance they were looking for going into this one.
First pitch of the AB now. Matt Olson stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. Ball 2 now.
2 balls, no strikes.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. 2-1 to the A's first baseman. Tried to crush that ball, and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. And again, he's unable to keep it fair, but he's putting together quite a battle at the plate. Another foul ball, and this battle will continue. 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors in the ballgame for the A's so far. And he finally wins the battle as this is swung on and missed for the 2nd out. Ready now is Ramon Laureano. Comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier. Here's the first pitch. A ball and no strikes. And it's fouled away. The 1-1 home. This is on the ground over to first. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Pretty painless half of the inning, all told. 5 innings complete. Twins lead it 9-4. Adam Kolarek takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Number 21, Adam Kolarek.
So stepping in is Luis Arias. Drove in a run with a sac fly last time up. Now here's the first offering.
Nope, outside.
And this is swung on and hit to Lowry at second. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the sixth. So now into the box is Josh Donaldson. He grounded out last time up. Set. Here it comes. Fouled away.
I know that's the spot he didn't want to miss in, but he got away with it.
A 1-1 count now to Donaldson. Looks like a right-hander's gotten up to throw now in the Oakland pen. The 1-1 is laid off for ball two.
Hey, there's not a lot you can do with a slider breaking down and in unless you catch it way out front. I like the idea of taking it and making the pitcher bring you something a little more hittable.
Now a shot sent off to the right side, but foul. And this is swung out and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the sixth inning.
Well, I'm glad we get another look at that beauty of a pitch right there. You can't spot a sinker in a better location because even if you do get the bat on the ball, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. Textbook sinker.
Into the box, Miguel Sano, as he'll take a look at a sinker here, too low for ball one. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Hot shot to third. Chapman brings it in. Throw on to Olsen will take care of him at first, and that ends the inning. We'll see the left-handed bat of Mitch Moreland lead things off when we return. 6th, 7th, and 8th place hitters due up in the bottom of inning number 6. Minnesota leads this one 9-4. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and standing in is the DH, Mitch Moreland. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
This is why the manager pencils these guys in the middle of the order. Big spot. Time for them to get back in this game with a couple quality ABs.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And they go right after him here as he swings and misses. Strike two.
You got to be paying attention as an offense in a hitter's meeting in this situation. When you got a guy on the mound that you know the bottom can drop out of any pitch he throws, you have to elevate your sights.
Curveball, strike 3 called, and he didn't like it, but there's the first out.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
To the plate now, Chad Pinder. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. He's 1 for 2 in this one. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss as he pulls the top hand over. It's 0-2. Sinker misses, and it's 1-2 now. Into the windup and the pitch. Trying to pick up that outside corner, but this misses, and it's back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Heading after it is Kepler. He gets there, and that's the second out. Outfielder Stephen Piscotty the next to hit. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. first pitch on its way.
That's a ball.
The 1-0.
No, that's off the plate.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. A good pitch, but if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
Three and 0 now.
Yeah, he's all over the place right now. No doubt he's clearly fighting his mechanics.
Here it comes, the 3-0.
He must know something we don't know. That was a center cut heater with count leverage in a big spot. I don't understand why he's taking.
Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. Now the payoff pitch home is swung on and missed. He got him. 1-2-3 go the A's. They trail it here 9-4. Now to the plate, here is Max Kepler. He bounced out last time up. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. As anticipated, here's a ground ball now to the right side. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7. Stepping in next, Jake Cave. His prior history in this matchup, just a couple of matchups, no hits in 2 at-bats. From the stretch.
Great job by the pitcher right there, changing eye levels. We all know he's a sinker ball pitcher, but if he could throw some four-seamers up in the zone like that, it could work for him.
Swung on, but fouled off to the left. Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. Started to go. They'll look for the appeal down to third and ring him up, says the third base umpire. He's gone.
Now batting.
Digging in, the switch hitter, Jorge Polanco. He went down on strikes last time up.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
Now here's the first offering. Ground ball right side. Over to first, and that retires the side. Down go the Twins in order. They're on top, however, 9-4. Striding in for Oakland, Sean Murphy. He'll be the man to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch on the way. Looked like he was swinging no matter what that time as he goes way out of the zone at that offering. It's 0-1. Now his splitter's in there and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Hey, make no mistake about it. This lineup's going to have to get going and get a little bit more aggressive. This guy's pounding the zone.
1 ball and 2 strikes to the A's catcher. The 1-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out. So the batting order turns over now and set to go Elvis Andrus. In his last at bat, he popped out in foul ground.
Yeah, Matt, he's got to make an adjustment right here. His swing definitely broke down, dropped his back shoulder, and thus the result was a terrible pop-up foul.
The windup and the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2. 1 out, nobody on. Here's a weakly hit fly ball off to the left side, and that's in there. Base hit.
Way to battle right there. Hey, guys, that wasn't a bad pitch. And executed off the plate. Sometimes you got to tip your hat to the offensive player right there. Stayed inside the baseball and was able to get a knock.
Jed Lowry now, as he'll pick on the first pitch and line one back up the middle, and that's a base hit.
Hey, there's a base hit right there. Now they have a couple of runners on with less than 2 outs, but they're down by so much in this game that hopefully maybe they can get something started here in this inning.
Yeah, 100%, Dan. I played the game a long time. I've never seen a big league hitter give an at-bat away. You chip away and fight until that 27th out is made.
Down the first baseline. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Oh, 0-1, here it comes.
Whoa, that's down.
Not a surprise to see that low splitter there. Anything with downward movement like that is going to be at the top of the list in a double play situation.
No, that's
And that one misses here as he falls behind the Oakland third baseman. 2-1 now.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With 2 guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
The 2-1.
ball 3.
Hey, the bullpen needs to step up in this situation. I got to believe the manager was hoping for way more than this.
And the 3-1. Tough to do much with that one. A swing and a miss.
Good thing he didn't make contact with that pitch. Only thing he could do is probably hit that on the ground. It could be a double play ball.
The 3-2 pitch. Andres at second. Lowry is over at first with 1 away. There's ball 4.
That's a big no-no. He obviously had to work carefully with 2 men on, but he did not want to walk him to load the bases. Now he's really got his work cut out for him. We'll see how he fares here.
Next up is Matt Olson, struck out in his last trip to the plate. He's set and the pitch.
This is a tough spot in the game right here, but when you're a veteran pitcher and you've seen these kind of situations throughout your career, you step back, you make quality pitches, and you trust you'll wiggle your way out of it.
Bases are loaded here, 1 man out. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. Splitter taken here, 2-1.
Boy, this hole he's digging on the mound is all his doing. If you can't throw strikes, you're not going to be out there very long.
I got 3-1.
And this one's low here, so the count swells to 3-1.
You fight so hard to get into these type of counts, you can't let this pitch get away from you. You have to keyhole something middle of the plate.
And that misses. Ball 4. A run will come in to score.
And it's times like these that a pitcher feels awfully lonely. I can see why he didn't want to be too aggressive. Last thing he wants to do is give up a grand slam to a dangerous hitter, but walking in a run is painful too. And here he is again, still with the bases loaded.
Cody Stashak is called upon to pitch, really needing that double play ball. Bases are loaded here with only 1 man out. Ramon Laureano will be the first to meet him here, and he'll do so in an enviable situation indeed. Bases loaded and only 1 out now. From the belt, the pitch, and a strike called at the knees, 0-1.
So important getting ahead with the bases loaded. Already a difficult situation, so you don't want to make it any harder by falling behind in the count.
Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and they'll dodge a major bullet that time. 2 away.
Man, I love watching a pitcher that just rears back and blows smoke by a guy at the letters. That's the ultimate challenge pitch, and for me personally, watching hitters swing and miss, man, that's a sight of beauty.
Into the box now, Mitch Moreland, as he rips it on the ground to second. And that's through for a base hit. 1 run scores. The runner from second crosses the plate. It's now a 9-7 game.
Dan, from a pitcher standpoint, that's a backbreaker. 2 out, 2 RBI base hit right there.
Awfully frustrating. You're trying to make some good pitches and get 2 outs, and all of a sudden you give up that big base hit that drives in 2. Frustrating for a pitcher.
Now into the box, Chad Pinder. He's got a chance to add on to what's already been a big inning for them.
Yeah, 2 on here and 3 on the board already. They've absolutely come out and forced the issue of this inning. Matt, a hit here could really fire up that dugout.
First offering, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Grounded weakly down the line toward third. But a foul ball, 1-1. From the stretch.
2-1.
He's got a couple of pitches to deal with right here, but he's starting to lose command of his pitches. It might be time to take a step back and try to refocus on making some good pitches.
The 2-1. High in the air out to center field. Cave gets under it and makes the catch to end the inning. So 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 8th inning coming up. The Twins are in front, 9-7.
Your attention, please.
New pitcher set to take over now. It's the right-hander Sergio Romo that gets the call. Ready to begin the 8th, and next to hit is the catcher, Mitch Garver. First pitch of the AB on its way. This is line to left. Pinder settles under it, and there's 1 gone.
Jumped all over that first pitch of the inning, and he didn't miss it. Just wasn't able to steer it in a direction that resulted in a leadoff hit.
Here's Byron Buxton now, as he'll watch a slider that runs out of the strike zone away for ball 1. As we near the end of this one, it's clear the long ball has played a big role in today's outcome. Dan, D-Row, what are your final thoughts on what we've seen?
Yeah, just non-competitive pitches in some big situations, Dan, and the offense took full advantage.
Yeah, you know, D-Row, one of the things about pitching is you want to have location, and it was obvious in this one today that the pitchers weren't on point, and what happens when that happens? Hitters make you pay, and the long ball was a big part of this one here.
The 1-1 home.
Hey, after those 2 breaking balls missed, you have to be sitting on a fastball right here.
The 2-1 home.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
3-1 pitch is a slider, and he can't pull the trigger. It's 3-2 now.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well a 4th time. I'd be looking heated.
Hard on the ground towards short. Throw in time at first for out number 2. Up next for Minnesota, Andrelton Simmons. Head-to-head numbers against Sergio Romo. He's hitless in 6 tries. First offering on its way.
Oh, that's out.
Here comes the 1-0. And he falls behind now, 2-0.
It's a lot easier to hit when you're putting yourself in good hitters' counts. This guy's done a great job not swinging at pitchers' pitches. And when he's getting the ball in the zone, he's getting the barrel to it. He's been hot lately.
Now the 2-0 home. Outside, 3-0 now. And this is taken low for ball 4, and they'll have themselves a 2-out base runner here after all.
The batter, number 2, second baseman, Luis.
So it's a runner at first with 2 men out, and next to hit will be Luis Ariz. From the stretch. Fouled off. This is line to left. A dive, but it's off his glove.
You'll only see about 10 of these pitches a year. The changeup on a tee in the middle of the plate. But tip your hat to the batter right there. He did not come unglued, stayed within himself, and drove it for a base hit.
Josh Donaldson will stand in as we'll flash you back to the 2nd inning as you get a look at this key 3-run home run. Trying to keep the game close. Here's the pitch. Comes set with the 0-1. Takes this the other way to right. That's in there. Base hit.
You think he's not setting the tone for this series right there? 3rd knock of the night, and we're only in game 1. This could be huge.
So now to the plate, Miguel Sano, as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball 1. Struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0-for-4 ball game right here. Here's the 1-0.
After fouling off the second one, I got to step out of the box, adjust my batting gloves, and tell myself there's no chance he's tripling up on that pitch.
And here's a pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now.
Yeah, guys, he's got so much respect for this guy's fastball. You could tell he was out in front on that slider. I think he goes to the well one more time with that pitch.
Here's the 1-2. In the dirt and blocked behind the plate. Good job to corral this quickly as the runners hold on. The 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Chapman has it cleanly. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Twins leave the bases loaded. They still lead it by 2. It's 9-7. Tyler Duffy is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 21, Tyler Duffy.
Bottom of inning number 8 set to go. And next it'll be the outfielder, Stephen Piscotty. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike two.
Interested to see what the pitcher goes to now. After getting that late hack on the curveball, does he speed him up with some velocity?
Just a touch outside, 1-2.
Hey, they tried to tie him up on that last pitch, so I like that they went away with this one. The execution didn't work, but I like the idea behind it.
Now a fastball awfully close, but he doesn't get the call. It's 2-2 now. And he just misses inside with the fastball there.
Hey, leading off an inning in this situation, 3 balls on you. You have to know that a solo shot's not tying this game up. You have to find a way to get on base any way possible.
And a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
Boy, D-Roll, that ball wasn't hit very hard, but when you're struggling like this guy is, any knock is a good knock.
Yeah, 100%. He doesn't usually get those. He has to square it up mid-barrel to find a way to get a knock. He hasn't had much luck this year, but he'll take that any day.
At the plate, Sean Murphy, as he'll swing and miss at a first pitch slider at strike one. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. And that misses downstairs for a ball, 1-1.
These are the moments that don't always show up on the highlight film right here. Big spot. They have a chance right here. This guy mixes in a knock. They have a chance to get right back in this game. If not, if he grounds into a double play, it's pretty much over.
The second for one on the first, and that's the very last thing they needed at this point in the ball game, as there are quickly 2 away now. Stepping in once again is Elvis Andrus. The numbers against Tyler Duffy. He's got a 3 for 7 line. Here it comes now to Andrus.
Ball, that's it.
Weak grounder back to the mound. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. Nothing doing there for the A's. They trail by a couple. It's 9-7. Jake Diekman enters from the pen to start the 9th inning, as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. So here is Max Kepler. He'll be charged with trying to get on board leading off the 9th. First offering. And we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here. 0-1.
That's just too much velocity upstairs to get good wood on it. It's going to have to lower his sights.
Shin high. That's taken for a ball.
You know, something to keep in mind, they're really burning through that bullpen, and this is only the first game of the series. Definitely could have an impact on the rest of the series, and maybe even the whole week ahead.
1-2 now.
Great job of doubling up with a fastball inside. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher go in there, but they won't go back in there a second time. This guy's not afraid to pitch inside.
The 1-2. And this pitch misses here. It's ball 4, and they've got a leadoff base runner aboard to start the 9th.
Now batting, the center fielder, Jake.
So a runner at first now with nobody out, and it'll be the left-handed bat of Jake Cave digging in. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
0-1's the count.
0-1. Swung on and missed. He didn't even come close to contact on a ball way out of the zone. 1 out. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
In now, Jorge Polanco. 0-1 the count. Runners on first with 1 down. Now a swing and a fly ball. And this is going to wind up a foul ball. Here it comes on 0-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, down. I got to count 2-2. 3-2.
That was another good pitch and a tough call that could have gone either way. He couldn't get him to bite on it again, so the count's gone from 0-2 to 3-2.
Full count here. Here comes the pitch. And he lays off here. A nice job. It's ball 4. First and second now with 1 away.
The catcher, number 8, Mitch Garver.
Digging in will be Mitch Garver. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Ball 1.
And he fouls this one off. He's set. Here comes the 1-1.
Nope, up there.
Sharp ground ball to third. A tag for 1. Relay to Olsen. They turn the double play, and that retires the side. A couple of walks in the inning, but nothing on the scoreboard. We're back with more on this Monday night after this. Taylor Rogers takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 55, Taylor Rogers.
Jet Lowry will be the first one to greet him. He'll have to turn around and bat from the right side of the plate here.
Hey, not an easy thing to do to try to come back and tie a game or take the lead off of a guy like this, one of the game's elite closers.
Oh, that's off the plate.
This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. And this one's on the inside corner, 1-1.
Tying run stands on deck, but it'll only matter if the guy in the box can get on base.
Yeah, and that has to be his mentality at the plate right now, Matt. He can't be the hero, so he needs to do what he can to give the guy behind him a chance to be the guy.
The 1-2 offering looked like a slider that time, but it's 2-2.
Don't be surprised if he gets another back foot slider right here. Don't think for a second, just because he took the first one, that this pitcher won't come back exactly the same way.
2-2. Sent on the ground out to second. Reined in. Throw on to first in time, 1 away.
Now batting.
Next up, Matt Chapman in his career versus this pitcher. Just a couple of matchups, no hits in 2 at-bats. First delivery to him. Swing and a miss on the slider, 0-1. A ball and a strike to count to Matt Chapman.
1-1.
And this ball runs away for ball 2. 2-1. Fooled him with that one as he's way out in front. Here now the 2-2. He swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the ninth. First pitch on its way. And that's cut on and missed, 0-1.
Hey, from a pitcher's standpoint, sometimes the greatest pitch is the slider that backs up. He got away with that one, but he wants that thing to bury down the way.
0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And this ball's in the air to left field, and this should do it. And that is going to wrap things up as the catch is made, and the Twins make it 6 straight victories now as this one is over. 9-7, the final score in this ball game. Minnesota took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Matt Shoemaker claims the win out of the pen, his first. Chris Bassett allowed 7 earned runs to cross the plate in the losing effort. Taylor Rogers closes the door for the save, his 7th of the campaign. So that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to the new website, theshow.com.
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious Twins, 9 runs, 11 hits. No errors. They left 9 runners on base. For the Athletics, 7 runs on 10 hits. No errors. They left 6 men on base. Time of the ball game, 4 hours exactly. Thank you for joining us here this evening. We remind you to please drive home safely.